So I hope you found your wings that will help us fly tonight. And our next guest is certainly going to help you fly. And he's brought a live musical instrument, which I know my heart makes me soar. I love the sound of this instrument. So let's bring Stefan on the. Hi, Stefan. Did you find your wings there?
I loved it. Do you know, as a child, I had my most lovely fantasy was about flying. I had recurring fantasy about flying, and it took me back to that. It was gorgeous. Yeah,
Thank you, thank you.
yeah.
You have brought us a great dance, which I know a lot of people here will know. It's going to be to live music, and I'm going to leave you with Stefan, and he can tell you more because I had a little shot earlier, and it's lovely. So
Hi, everyone, from Suffolk and Bethan Centre. Greetings. Um, I'd love to share a dance with you that many of you know. But I've often seen it introduced with, I would say, like little bits missing, or little subtleties that haven't been noticed. So I just want to mention one or two little subtleties about the dance Nigun Atik. It's also known as Zemer Atik. Well, firstly, just as a point of interest for people who like these kind of details, choreographed by a lady called Rivka Sturman, who was known in Israel as the grandmother of Israeli dances. She was one of the earliest choreographers, and she was very community minded. She wanted the dances to be accessible, friendly, to bring together all the different communities. Um, it actually had two parts, and the second part was done in couples, but more or less nobody does the second part, and we don't need to do it now because we're dancing solo. We'll do the bit we usually do, nigunatik. So before we start the steps, just a little word about the style. The song and the dance are Hasidic style, and the Hasidim dance usually with small, contained, joyful movements. So you're not really covering much distance, but there's a little bit of a kind of contained, explosive joy. A ja 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 ja, and because of that, the head is inclined to move as well. I don't think I've very rarely come across a circle where people are dancing with their heads, but you can do it in this dance. Likewise, the arms can move a little bit. They're not static, they're not frozen. So let me give you my other camera where you'll see me a little bit further away, but you get the whole body. Hope it's clear enough. The red sock is right foot, the yellow sock is left foot. I reckon most of you know the steps. It's 4 shuffle steps starting with the right in line of dance. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, sway right, 2 clap, sway left, 1 clap. That comes 4 times. So it's yai die 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 die, sway, sway. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and double clap, single clap. Ya da da di da 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 da. Ya da 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 da. And on the last clap, we face into the center. We're taking 2 steps forwards slowly and 4 steps back. And after the slow steps, we bend. So it's step, bend, and shuffle backwards. Did you know about the bend before? Not everybody seems to notice there's a bend. And we click, click, and do this movement. And I like to make the clicks a little bit special. So you can go like this and that rather than just this and that. It's up to you, but this looks a little bit more special. And then we're bringing blessings down to the earth. So yes, we're going in, step, bend, step, and we click on the bend, step, click on the bend, shuffle backwards 4 times the same. Bum, 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 bum. Tobu, tobu oholeinu. As we come back the last time, just start to turn into the first part. So if we were connected, we would have the right hand on our neighbor's left hand in front, and the left hand goes back over your shoulder, ready to receive a hand. So just briefly before we dance it, what's this got to do with love and peace? It actually has a lot. It's a friendship song. It's a song about friendship. And when we do this movement, we're seeking inspiration from the highest source, whether we call it higher self, source, God, we're seeking inspiration. And then we're bringing it down into our community, into the nitty gritty daily task of making it real in this imperfect world, of bringing as much love and peace and joy as we can down. So we're reaching for inspiration, we're bringing it down and sharing it. And when we've kind of run out of resources, we go back and reach for inspiration. So short introduction, I think you'll know when to come in. גונתי וחזמי יפיירה אגבי המשומה נשיק נשיק עלי סיילה יכולבה טבו טבו עלינו כי מחוי ציון טבו טבו עלינו עוד נשובה אני גונתי עוד נשובה אני גונתי וחזמי יפיירה אגבי המשומה נשיק נשיק עלי סיילה יכולבה טבו עלינו כי מחוי ציון טבו טבו עלינו עוד נשובה אני גונתי die 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 bye 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 die 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 bye bye die 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 tabu tabu aleinu ki mahachayit siyam tabu tabu aleinu od nashuba eni gunati Shuva ani gunati v'chazene yipayera Ogli ameshima nashik nashik Ali seyela yikweleba Tabu tabu aleinu ki Machayit siya Tabu tabu aleinu Ad nashuva ani gunati
So we were dancing in front of the doors outside the Universal Hall for your live rendition of Nigunatik.
Do you mean you had to leave the room? Oh, those doors, right? I was
Those
going
doors. Well done, Stefan. It's nice to hear your variations and to hear the actual, the grandmother of that dance or whatever.
Rivka Sturman.
Yeah.
She's
That's
a
really nice
legend.
to
Yeah.
bring that in. Yeah. So thank you for being here, and thank you for playing the lovely accordion. Thank you. So that was really nice. And now we'll bring Laura onto the screen, please. Hey, Laura. Hi,
Hello, Brent.
Constantice. Hi. Nice to
Hello.
see you both.
Very nice to see you and so many beloved dance friends from all over the world. Thank you so much, Brent, for bringing us all together again like this.
Yes, and I'm just showing you the door so that you remember it for the festival coming up this year. I bring the door to you so you can
That's really
bring.
beautiful to have the doors right in your
You
living
can
room.
have your wings to
Oh,
remind you of
yeah.
us.
The
So
doors, the wings, the portal. Beautiful.
it's a portal of sorts. So Laura, you've brought a beautiful traditional dance and live music, and I'm very excited. And I'll leave you to talk because you're going to show us some slides, I believe, as well. So I'll leave you with Laura at the moment, and you can enjoy her dance and her live music.
Thank you, Brant. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Stefan and Brant, for those beautiful dances which have got us warmed up with the hearts full of love, ready to soar. In this dance, not with brings, but with branches. Not with wings, but with branches. And Constantis is going to play the saz for us in just a few minutes. We're joining you from Canterbury in England, and we're going to share a traditional Greek dance called kaneloriza. Kaneloriza means cinnamon root, the root of the cinnamon tree. And of course, cinnamon, since ancient times, was a very precious spice. So it's the name that the mother calls her daughter in this dance song. And so she's comparing her daughter to this very, very precious and sacred tree. And we want to be inspired by this image in our dancing and to dance in a similarly rooted yet upright and branching upwards posture as we could imagine a tree might dance. I will share the slide. Oh, yes, I will, I think, share the slide to show you where this dance comes from. Because, as I said, it's a Greek dance, but it actually comes from the west coast of Asia Minor, the country that's now Turkey. But in the ancient times, for thousands of years, it was a homeland for the Greek people. So it's a very ancient and deep-rooted dance in this particular part right here on the west coast of Asia Minor. And 100 years ago, refugees from this area brought it a very short distance, if you can see, to the north coast of the island of Lesbos, the Greek island of Lesbos, which is where I learned it. So it's a relatively recent transplant. As well as the cinnamon tree, the other key image in this dance song is the apple tree laden with apples. So it's not just the grounded, rooted, centered, upright tree, it's also the abundant fertility, creativity, generosity, and giving of the apples. So the young girl is symbolized by the cinnamon tree and the apple tree because for the cultures that gave us these dances, the life phase of the maiden, so the girl who is of marriageable age, she's gone through menarche, she's begun her menstruation, but she isn't yet married. She's seen as embodying a sacred power, the life force in its infinite potential for fertility and creativity, not just through bearing children when she eventually in those cultures is expected to get married, but through everything else she will do with her hands and her heart and her wit and her wisdom, bringing beauty into the world like these apples. So we are invited by these images to find an alignment with our own inner source that's like the cinnamon tree, that's like the apple tree, to be rooted in the ground, to be centered and upright, to have our branches be uplifted to the heavens and giving all that is ours to give to the world in this life as our precious and sacred offering. In the song, this tree is protected. Someone wants to steal some apples but can't, because the tree is protected by the mother's love. So this image of the protected abundance and beauty and love with the rooted, centered, grounded quality of the tree and the uplifted branches of generosity and abundance. This is really, for me, the perfect embodiment of Brandt's theme tonight, to be uplifted by love and peace. And we're going to seek to embody those qualities in the dance, because it's not just in the song, it's also in the steps and in the rhythm that we're given the chance to connect to these qualities and to practice them. Now, I just want to say one more thing about the apple. As you all know, I'm sure, when you cut the apple crossways, you see this 5-pointed star. And for this reason, the apple in antiquity was identified with the goddess Aphrodite for the Greeks, Inanna and Ishtar for the Mesopotamians in earlier cultures, and Venus for the Romans. And that's still the name we have for the planet, which makes this beautiful 5-petaled mandala or 5-pointed star in its orbit as seen from the earth. So in this way, the apple and the apple tree, you can see the apple blossom is also a 5-petaled flower, and so is its relative, the sacred plant, the wild rose. For this reason, the apple tree is a symbol not just of the goddess as the tree of life, but also for cosmic harmony and order, everything progressing as it must in the heavenly realm, as above, so below. And that includes the times of movement forward, and that includes the times of moving back when the planet is retrograde. And the zigzag pattern of the first part of this dance is also an expression of the movement forward and the movement back, the ups and downs of life, if you will, and also the sacred cycle of the natural world with birth, growth, death, and regeneration of all the green and living things upon the ground. Now, as I mentioned before, Caneloriza is a very special dance. It combines two different irregular rhythms. One is a 9/8 in the first part with the first melody, and a 7/8 in the second part with the second melody. We break down the 9/8 rhythm like this: quick, slow, quick, quick, 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2. And we break down the 7/8 rhythm like this: 1 2 3 1 2 1 2. Slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick. You don't have to count these rhythms, because you can just be carried by the pulse and by the melody. But this is a dance that is like a mindfulness practice. We have to be alert, because every few measures we're changing from one rhythm to the other, and each rhythm also has a combination, a different combination of slow steps and quick steps. There's much that we can learn from this alertness, but we could also see it as the way that we embody that quality of protection for ourselves by practicing being mindful and discerning in our dance. The first part of the dance has a zigzag step in that quick, slow, quick, quick rhythm. So with the left foot crossing in front, which is how we begin both parts, cross in front, side, behind, side. Quick, slow, quick, quick. Cross, side, behind, side. Cross, side, behind, side. That's the first part. I will show you with actual feet in just a moment. And the second part in the 7/8 rhythm is on the spot. So we have a chance to be upright, grounded, centered, rooted in place, like if we could imagine trees dancing. This is perhaps how they would dance. And again, starting with the left foot crossing in front, right side, left steps back, and we mirror that, cross and side step back, cross front and side and back, cross and side and back. Let me show you that with the feet, and you can see how this feels and how it looks. It may seem complex, but with a little practice, it's going to come very naturally to you. So let me show you. You can see my feet from behind, I hope. Just move this chair. The first part with the left foot crossing in front. Step in front, side, behind, side. Quick, slow, quick, quick. Cross, side, behind, side. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. When we think about that grapevine step, that zigzag, we have 3 quick steps and 1 slow. And the slow step is where we have our feet in this open, stable, strong stance. And we get to rest for that one moment that's a slightly longer step, consciously sending our roots down, taking the energy up from the ground. That's another very valuable life skill that we can practice. Let's try that again. I'll be facing you now with the left foot, cross in front and side, behind, side. Quick, slow, quick, quick. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. Cross left, right, behind and right. The second part now, on the spot, you can see me from behind. Starting again with the left foot crossing in front, cross and side step back, cross and side step back, cross and 2, 3, cross and 2, 3, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, quick, quick, slow, and quick, quick. Both of these parts start with the left foot crossing in front, which is also a gesture of protection, enclosing our sacred space and affirming our boundaries, our groundedness, our centeredness, and our upright posture. When we are dancing that second part, you'll notice that the crossing in front to the side, you need to step back, but it's like on a straight axis from your center. Cross and side step back. And that's how you maintain your own axis. Even though we're dancing, if you could see it painted on the ground, actually like 2 triangles that are mirrored on either side and that together make this diamond shape or this lozenge shape, which is also a very ancient symbol of fertility. Now they dance this dance in pairs, usually 2 pairs of women. The men were off doing other things. And they could face each other, and normally they would hold a mandili, a dance handkerchief. If you've got one, you can hold it like this diagonally. And as you dance, you have this very subtle gesture in your heart space, which is protected and defined by the mandili. Cross and side, behind, side. Cross and side, behind, side. Cross and side, behind, side. Quick, slow, quick, quick. If you don't have a mandili, you can dance with your fingertips together like this, also making a protection around your heart space, like the branches of the tree. So here with your left foot, you have the crossing in front, and you make these very gentle circular movements with your fingertips that they call kendimata, like embroidery. So with the left foot, cross in front and side behind, cross and side step back, cross and 2, 3, cross and 2, 3, cross and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, slow, quick, quick, slow, and quick, quick. You can choose whether you dance with a mandili or with your fingertips embroidering. If you do have a mandili and your arm gets tired, you can put one hand on the hip and hold your mandili in the other hand, dancing as much as possible upright like a tree, with your arms like branches, your feet sending your energy down into the earth, drawing up that life force and bringing it into the world. So we'll begin with Centrepiece, playing a taksim, an improvisation on the saz, to allow us a few moments to center ourselves and come into that connection with the earth and the sky, the ancient images of the tree, the abundance of creativity and beauty that wants to come into the world through us, and the love of the mother which protects all of that and keeps it safe for us to bring our life's work into the world. And we invite you to just stay for a moment in the echo of the dance, drinking the life force up through the earth with your feet, drawing in the life force of the heavens through your leaves, your branches, your apples, your crown, and giving of this abundant, creative, fertile, and sacred energy of earth and heaven through the uniqueness of you, sacred and precious like a cinnamon tree, full of generous and beautiful gifts to give like an apple tree. And let's all be uplifted by love and protected by peace. And I want to really thank Konstantin, my husband, for coming from Greece to be with us and playing his beautiful saz.
We have our, and I so enjoyed this movement. Even though it's the female side of stuff, it's such a nice movement in the hips, and I so enjoyed the power in that. So thank you for bringing that, and the instrument. Thank you for the beautiful music, the taksim and things like this. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you. Much appreciated.
I see your mandili is red like an apple. That was perfect. And you know, each one of us can be inspired by these images. They transcend age, gender, geography, religion. There's something universal about having the capacity to embody and bring forth infinite creative potential. So that's in you as much as in anyone.
Thank you, Laura. So nice to have you with us, and I hope you stick around to the end and people may chat with you.
Yes, with great pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Much appreciated. So nice to have Laura with us this evening. From this uplifting, powerful dance of with the images of the cinnamon and the trees and the branches, we're going to bring on one of our branches in the community, and that's Dominique Dudnal, who's our lovely one of our community members, and we've been chatting lately, and I just asked her to come along and do a little poetry for you, and she was delighted to do that, so I'm very happy she's here. I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell you a little bit about her. Many of you might know, have seen her around. She is on the kind of Findhorn groups everywhere. So lovely to see you, Dominique. How are you this evening?
Oh, thank you, Bran. I'm really good. I'm really good. So yes, I'm a Findhorn resident for just for everyone's information. And some of you probably seen me pop up in your newsfeed if you're a friend of Findhorn on Facebook, because I read Eileen Caddy's guidance and do a meditation on a Monday and Friday. And so my name's Dominique, and I run a business called Radiant Woman. So I'm a transformational coach and a meditation teacher, and I work one-to-one with women. And thank you, Laura, so much. That was such a beautiful dance. And, you know, the last time I held a women's circle at Findhorn in the flesh, I think Laura came to it, and it was a real gift. And this dance was a perfect kind of introduction to what I do, really, because I help women heal the kind of inner blocks and obstacles that stop them shining their light and expressing their soul gifts in the world. And I do that with a range of healing modalities. So I heal trauma with hypnotherapy, meditation, inner child work, energy healing. And then I move into something called feminine power coaching. I work with the divine feminine, goddess archetypes, goddess mythology, creating a new story, a new exciting story for who we are in the world and what we're sharing. That's what I do in Findhorn. But I also volunteer for the comms team, so you've probably seen me there as well. And Brant invited me to read some sacred poetry for you today, which I was delighted to do because I love sacred poetry, and there's just something so mysterious and heart-opening about these poems. I'm reading one of my favorites. So Hafiz, I'm sure some of you know, is a 1300s, 14th century poet from Persia, but he was translated by a chap called Daniel Ladinsky. And I think the words and the translation are just magnificent. They open the heart. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I will enjoy reading it. And the poem I'm going to read you today is called I Know the Way You Can Get, and it's by Hafiz. And I'll read it a couple of times. So if you're somewhere sitting comfortably, either close your eyes or let your gaze drop soft, and I just invite you to receive. I know the way you can get. I know the way you can get when you have not had a drink of love. Your face hardens, your sweet muscles cramp, children become concerned about a strange look that appears in your eyes, which even begins to worry your own mirror and nose. Squirrels and birds sense your sadness and call an important conference in a tall tree. They decide which secret code to chant to help your mind and soul. Even angels fear that brand of madness that arrays itself against the world and throws sharp stones and spears into the innocent and into oneself. Oh, I know the way you can get if you have not been out drinking love. You might rip apart every sentence your friends and teachers say, looking for hidden clauses. You might weigh every word on a scale like a dead fish. You might pull out a ruler to measure from every angle in your darkness the beautiful dimensions of a heart you once trusted. I know the way you can get if you have not had a drink from love's hands. That is why all the great ones speak of the vital need to keep remembering God. So you will come to know and see him as being so playful and wanting, just wanting to help. That is why Hafiz says, bring your cup near me, For I am a sweet old vagabond with an infinite leaking barrel of light and laughter and truth that the beloved has tied to my back. Dear one, indeed, please bring your heart near me, for all I care about is quenching your thirst for freedom. All a sane man can ever care about is giving love. I know the way you can get when you have not had a drink of love. Your face hardens, your sweet muscles cramp. Children become concerned about a strange look that appears in your eyes, which even begins to worry your own mirror and nose. Squirrels and birds sense your sadness and call an important conference in a tall tree. They decide which secret code to chant to help your mind and soul. Even angels fear that brand of madness that arrays itself against the world and throws sharp stones and spears into the innocent and into oneself. Oh, I know the way you can get if you have not been out drinking love. You might rip apart every sentence your friends and teachers say, looking for hidden clauses. You might weigh every word on a scale like a dead fish. You might pull out a ruler to measure from every angle in your darkness the beautiful dimensions of a heart you once trusted. I know the way you can get if you have not had a drink from love's hands. That is why all the great ones speak of the vital need to keep remembering God. So you will come to know and see him as being so playful and wanting, just wanting to help. That is why Hafiz says, bring your cup near me, for I am a sweet old vagabond with an infinite leaking barrel of light and laughter and truth that the beloved has tied to my back. Dear one, indeed, please bring your heart near me, for all I care about is quenching your thirst for freedom. All a sane man can ever care about is giving love.
A little different energy, where we've got all these branches and all this information in our hearts and our soul, and we want to bring it up, and let's believe in a future. You may have seen my little quotes from on Facebook and things that I've been saying a lot. Let's believe in the future. And this comes from the next dance. Dear Barbel, if we could have you on screen. Hi. Barbel brought me this dance that she had made. She has made a beautiful dance, and it's to a famous folk singer who has actually is actually going to come on the Centrepiece in the future and do the dance with us live. But for now, he sent us a video which we're going to play after we've learnt the dance with Barbel. But first, Barbel's going to introduce herself, show you the dance, and I'm so happy you're here. How are you this evening?
Yes, thank you, Brand. Dominique, this was so wonderful now. Yes, I'm Bärbel from Germany, and I'm a sacred dance teacher. It is a very great pleasure for me to be here in the Centrepiece in Findhorn. Big hug to Brand, who lets thrive this Centrepiece so very well. I like it. Today I want to share a dance with you. It's called Believe. And how did it come to me? It was while I was riding my bicycle to work. I was riding the beautiful landscape, singing birds and flying cranes and fresh air and the fields. And then suddenly I remembered a song I heard the day before. It was the song Believe from Pete Morton, a British folk singer. And at the same time, there was a dance. It was riding on the bicycle, maybe 25 kilometers per hour. So it's very uplifting when it came. And what a kind of message could it give to us? There's always an inner light within us that leads us through dark days and seeming dead ends. Even if we nearly don't see it at all, we can find it. Let's experience this uplifting idea, which also was written yesterday in the Island Caddy Guidance, as was said, as you lift up your thinking, your whole being is filled with light and helps to lighten every dark spot as you come to it. So before I show you the dance, I also like to give thanks to Pete Morton, who especially made a video for us singing, and that's available for you, as well as the poetry and a dance description, which was made by Maria Rita from Belgium. Thank you. Okay, let's go through the dance. First, I want to show the arm movements we will have. Part 1, slowly lifting the arms to the heart center. And while we are turning, opening the heart center for the world, for self, and slowly lower the arms. That's part 1. And part 2, very slow and gentle lifting the arms to the sides into heart height. And while we are traveling to the right side, into the future, we are looking to the right. When we dance to the left, we are looking to the left, maybe to the past, bringing the experience from the past to the future, being in the present. I also like to look to the center of my palm. It's the Lao Gong Punkt in Chinese. And those heart meridians go from the finger to the heart center. And so we can dance with an open heart. Now I want to show you the steps. First, we will go 4 steps into the center, starting with the right foot and the arm movements. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right and touch and left and touch. Now we turn to the right. We have 1.5 turn and 8 steps. Opening the arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looking to the outside world. Doing the same steps again. 1, 2, 3, 4, right and touch and left and touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, looking to the center. This is part 1. We do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, right and touch and left and touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, looking to the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, right and touch and left and touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, looking to the center. This is part 1. Now we go to part 2, traveling on the circular line to the right, starting with the right foot. Slowly and gently lifting the arms. We start. Right in front, side and front, side and front and side, touch. Left, touch, right, touch, left in front and left, touch. We do this pattern again. side in front, side in front, side in front, and side. Touch, left, touch, right, touch, left in front, and left, touch. That's all, and we repeat this part 1 and 2 together. 1, 2, 3, 4, side and touch, and side and touch. Turn, 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 looking to the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, side and touch, and side and touch. Turn, 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 looking to the center. Side in front, side in front, side in front, and side. Touch, left, touch, right, touch, left in front, and left again. Side in front, side in front, side in front, and side. Touch, left, right, left in front, and left, touch. That's nearly all. We have one specialty. If we come to the first part, the third time, we have slightly different arm movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, side, touch, opening to the heaven, coming to the earth, and again, 1, 2, 3, 4, side, side, up to the heaven, and turning. That's when we come the third time to part 1. Now we have the end. We dance part 1 4 times, part 2 4 times, and then the singing stops. We start with the singing, singing stops. Now we have some beats left. What shall we do? We walk 4 steps on the circular line, coming to the heart center. Then we have 8 steps to turn again, looking to the center. If you like turning, you can do 2 turns. If you don't like turning, you can do 1 turn. Let's try. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn, turn, turn as much as you like. And looking to the center from the heart center. That's it. I think, is it okay?
Yes, I think we put the music on and we can give it a go.
I have to drink something.
Okay, no problem. And afterwards, we'll hear the singer singing for us with this video.
Okay,
so
thank you.
Enjoy the dance. Here we go.
Believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Seems like another time when I tried to cross the line and break the heart of anyone that loved me. But the good lady on the phone told me how I must be strong and believe in the future you can't see. Believe in the future you can't see. Believe in the future you can't see. I went up to the wire, seemed the end of my desire. The fear and bleakness said I'd never be free. What seemed impossible then, a simple light remained that believed in the future we can't see. Believe future you can see. Believe in the future you can see. There is darkness, there is light in this extraordinary life. There's a moment at a bridge that's bound to creak, a crossing deep and wide that runs against the tide. But keep believing in the future you can see. Believe in the future you can see. Believe in the future you can see. I'm a weak man, proud to say, somehow I found a way. To this day I thought I'd never be. So when it all goes wrong, I say, please, please be strong and believe in the future you can see. 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 Believe in the future you can see.
Wonderful. I was singing along with it because I've listened to this track quite a few times now. And now this gentleman's a very nice gentleman, and I'm going to share the video with you that he sent us, Barbo. And lovely dance. I'm looking forward to experiencing it more soon. So I'm just going to share the video with everybody. So I'll put you off the screen for the moment. Thank you. And I'll just share the video if I can find it. Yes, here we go.
Believe. 1, 2, 3, 4.
We can dance.
Seems like another time when I tried to cross the line and break the heart of anyone that loved me. But the good lady on the phone told me how I must be strong and believe in the future you can see. Believe in the future you can see. Believe in the future. up to the wire. Seemed the end of my desire. The fear and bleakness said I'd never be free. What seemed impossible then, a simple light remained that believed in the future we can see. Believe in the future you can see. Believe in the future you can see. There is darkness, there is light in this extraordinary life. There's a moment at a bridge that's bound to creak, a crossing deep and wide that runs against the tide. But keep believing in the future you can see. Believe in the future you can see. Believe in the future you can see. I'm a weak man, proud to say, somehow I found a way. To this day I thought I'd never be. So when it all goes wrong, I say, please, please be strong and believe in the future you can see. 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 Believe in the future you can see.
Thank you, Barbel. Thank you for bringing Pete Morton to our lives. Who'll be in our room with us live, hopefully in April. We're talking about because he's out touring, so hopefully he'll be with us. And Barbel, thank you for the dance. I need to work on that dance and get the turns right. But I think
Yes.
it's a wonderful piece of choreographed work to a folk dance, which has got such a nice idea of looking for the future, because especially at the moment, we can still go inside and believe in the future, because we can't see it, but we can be hopeful. We can bring that light
We
ourselves.
will.
Thank you, Barbel.
Thank you.
So from here, we go from Germany, we go across to the USA and the wonderful Bobby Balin. Where are you, my dear?
Offering is a dance to a beautiful rendition of the Teze song, Dona la Pace, Give Us Peace. Dona la pace, Signore, give peace, O Lord, a chi confida in te, to those who trust in you. And I like to add, and to those who don't as well, to all, give peace to all. And this is a rendition sung in Arabic from a Lebanese group. And the minute I heard this, the dance just came to me. And so I'd like to show you the gestures and then the steps, and we'll put on the music. I'll let you play the music for me, Brent. So we're going to start by going into the center, and we raise our arms. And we're asking to be filled with peace. We become a vessel for peace. And we're going to bring that close to our heart with cupped hands. So we're holding the peace in our hands, and then we bring it to our heart. And now we're going to give it away. From our heart, we give it out and around. And we begin again. So we step in, starting into the center with a step and touch, starting on the right foot. And the touch gives a moment of pause to really bring attention to the sacredness of our steps. So step and touch, step and touch. And then 4 steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, sway, sway. Filled with peace, we bring it all together to our heart, and we bring our feet together. And then there are just 2 beats. We step back, and that's when we bring our hands, the peace, into our heart. It's going to look like this. Step and touch, step and touch, in, 2, 3, 4, sway, and filled with peace and love, and bring it close to our heart, step back, and close. And now to bring it around, we continue this pattern of step and touch, going to the right. Start here, step and touch, and now I start to give it around in 4 steps. And now I'm going to turn over my right shoulder, step touch to the side, Now I've turned back and around and spread that piece. And in, touch, 1, 2, 3, 4, in. Gather the piece, and in, apart, and step, and share. Take it around the circle. Go side, touch, and turn, 2, 3, 4. Is that enough teaching? So there's just a little introduction. We start the song. When they start to sing, and pay attention to that feeling of, well, all this beautiful love and peace that we have collected this whole time, and knowing that the source is so much greater than us, so much bigger than we can hold, so we give it out. And the harmony in this song is so beautiful. If you know it, you could sing it in Latin or any language that works for you. But listen also to the Arabic. Give, ati, and peace is salam, and Lord, Rabbi. Okay.
There we go.
Give
Thank
peace to all from our heart. And I find it very exciting that we're mixing the Christian and the Muslim and the many different cultures, all wishing for peace around the world.
Thank you for bringing that in, Bobby. And we'll move swiftly along, but we'll talk to you at the end because we're running over time. But I'll talk to you at the end. Thank you so much for coming. We have a really special treat for you for the last dance. And Ana Maria Menez, she is a dance leader who has choreographed a dance that we've been doing here in the park recently. And we've got Tatiana who's going to translate for you because she doesn't speak English. But this dance is a merging again of the Christian and the Muslim and Ave Maria Islamica. So I'm going to give you over to Tatiana to help you with the translation. Hi, Anna Marie. It's lovely to have you here. So we can't communicate in that way. So Tatiana, where are you?
I'm right here.
So if we could leave it in your hands for you to help. Thank you.
Boa noite a todos. Agradeço a Brandt pelo convite. É honor muito grande estar neste espaço sagrado, tão cuidadosamente preparado, oferecido, e ele está conseguindo aproximar os continentes através da poesia, da música e da dança.
She thanks Brandt for this invitation. She says good night, everyone. And it's an honor for her to be here. And she know that this is a sacred place of wisdom and lovingly taken care. And Ana Maria Menezes, she's from Bolivia, but naturalized Brazilian. That's why she speaks Portuguese and a little bit of Spanish sometimes.
Obrigada, Tatiana, pela ajuda. Meu nome é Ana Maria Menezes, sou, como já você falou, sou boliviana, naturalizada brasileira, moro no Rio de Janeiro e sou formada em odontologia. Como dentista, eu ofereço trabalho voluntário para refugiados e alguns moradores da favela no Rio.
So her degree is in dentistry, and as a dentist, she helps refugees that live on the favela, Brazilian favela, which is slum.
Em dezembro de 2015, amigo refugiado sírio me apresentou a música Ave Maria Islamo-Christian.
So in December 2015, a friend of hers from Syria, a refugee from Syria, presented her this song, Ave Maria Islamica Christian.
Foi muito emocionante ouvir a fusão musical que a cantora libanesa Tania Cassis conseguiu fazer entre a Ave Maria e a chamada muçulmana a oração.
She was very touched to hear this musical fusion from this Lebanese singer, Tania Cassis. And it's a mix of Ave Maria, the Ave Maria principle and a principle of the Muslim prayer.
Encontrando uma nova ponte de comunhão entre ambas as religiões.
So it was like a bridge of communion between both religions.
Maria é a única mulher nomeada no Alcorão. A Surah 19 é dedicada a Maria.
So Mary is the only woman named in the Quran, and the Surah 19 is dedicated to her.
E diz que ela é a maior entre todas as mulheres e que foi exemplo de vida e é digna de respeito e admiração dos muçulmanos.
So she was called the greatest of all women, and she was an example of life and worthy of the respect and admiration of Muslims.
Aí eu fiz a dança com passos simples para poder vivenciar com o coração e poder expressar a intenção da dança, que também é a intenção das danças, ou seja, a intenção da música, que é a intenção das danças circulares, de unir todos.
So she did this dance with simple steps so that she could experience with her heart and express the intention of the music, which is also the purpose of circle dance.
Quando vamos ao centro, elevamos os braços, vamos até a fonte, vamos até o Criador, que é só.
So when we go to the center, raising the arms, we go to the source, to the Creator, God, who is one.
E voltando, damos com direita, damos 3 passos e no quarto, que é toque, fazemos a posição orante, que é a da oração muçulmana. E quando eles falam Allahu Akbar, que quer dizer Deus é o maior.
So when we go back from the center, when we first touch with our feet, we have this position, which is a prayer of Islam, and it says Allah Akbar, which means God is greater.
Depois continuamos dando 3 passos e no segundo toque fazemos uma reverência, que seria a oração do cristianismo.
And when we go backwards, further backwards, we have this gesture, which is for Christianity, and we kind of bow like this.
A música e dança expressam que, independente de raça, ideologia e religião, somos todos iguais perante Deus.
What music and dance expresses is it has to do, it's regardless of race, ideology and religion, because we are all equal before God.
Então, vamos a mostrar os passos. Começamos com direita, fazemos o passo do peregrino. Passo, passo, balança, balança. Passo, passo, balança, balança. Passo, passo, balança, balança. E na quarta repetição, passo, passo, lado e junto.
Just a second, Anna. So we have right, left, sway, sway 3 times. The 4th time we have right, left, side, and together.
Aí vamos para o centro com 4 passos, elevando os braços. 1, 2, 3 e 4. Balança, lento, balança. E voltamos com direita. 1, 2, 3. E toca a posição orante muçulmana.
Now we have the touch, the first point.
Continuamos com a esquerda. 1, 2, 3. A posição do cristianismo. E recomeçamos. Passo, passo, balança, balança. Então, sempre você faz 4 repetições, sendo que tem um momento do instrumental que ao invés de fazer 4, fazemos 3.
So we always do 4 times the first part when we walk counterclockwise. But when it comes to the instrumental part, we have only 3 times this little sequence to fit the music.
Agora, é bom sempre lembrar que a paz começa dentro de cada de nós.
It's always good to remember that peace first begins inside of us.
O amor, compaixão e generosidade são os fundamentos básicos para a paz.
Love, generosity, and compassion are the fundamental keys to achieve peace.
Quando estes sentimentos germinam no nosso interior, somos capazes de criar uma atmosfera de harmonia e paz.
When these feelings grow inside ourselves, we can create this atmosphere of peace and love.
E essa paz pode ser difundida para a família, para a comunidade e para o mundo inteiro.
And we can spread all of this to our family, to all the other circles, and beyond family, and to the whole world.
Então, vamos dançar com essa intenção. Podemos dançar com a música?
Emma, could we have music, please? Thank you.
Começa no...
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah.
and taking with us to our hearts the mother's love, lifting us up, giving us love. Thank you.